Start pushing things out to the YouTube. And Twitch is going hard. Let's see. Okay, so that's solid. Let me pop out the chat. Yep, seems good. Okay, we're streaming. I think we're all set. Oops. Test all the chats. There we go. Hey, Bolly, not yet. When my roommate gets back from vacation, I think I'm just gonna start driving Uber. I keep applying to places. I apply to at least 5 jobs every day. It's rough out there, man. AI has really done a number on the tech job stuff. And in fact, I just got, and then I'm working on like a side hustle. I'm helping my roommate. He's got an online business, and I'm helping him with that. So I'm doing. I don't have a job. I have a bunch of side gigs and stuff that I'm doing to make ends meet. But I am still seeking full-time employment. That's one of the reasons the live stream starts so late, is because I do all that stuff first. I do the job hunting. Sometimes I do the job hunting while live streaming. And then I do the online business stuff. And then when that's all wrapped up, that's when the live stream starts, which is here we are actually. So, oh, and then today, a little bit later today, I think I qualify for the YouTube Partner Program, so I will sign up for that. And that might be another revenue stream, so that could be good. Okay. We are ready to go. Now, the first thing that I need to do is so it's the interface in the WTF, the what the fuck folder. All right, so let's delete that. So I'm gonna reset everything because I'm gonna start recording game footage for the hotkey tutorial. So what I'm gonna do is, it's the interface add-ons. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one and the WTF folder. And what we're gonna do is we're going to add a turtle wow.rar. Okay, and this is gonna be turtle wow. This will be keybinds and UI and today's date. There we go. So we'll put that in that folder. So there we go. I haven't changed any of these, so this is all fine. Got it. Alright, we can close that, but I got the backup now, so it should be alright. And then we're gonna delete the interface in the WTF folder. Okay. So now if I choose this, that's the preset. It's going to verify it. So I'm going to need to download a couple of things. So I hit download, continue, done. Hey, Hayes, thanks for the subscription, man. Okay, so we got everything. We should have no add-ons on. Ooh. Hold on, let's hit reload. There we go. There's one add-on that we are going to install. It's one that I made custom for this video. Thanks, Hayes. I'm really looking forward to getting this video across the finish line. Because I basically got one, like an intro to Turtle WoW video. That one's already done, but I got to get this hotkey tutorial done because I want to release them at the same time. And I'm really close to getting this thing across the finish line. Add-ons, there we go. And where is it? Facing line, that's the one right there. Perfect. Okay, now that's on. All right, let's reload the launcher just in case. Almost like the Void Lord all-seeing. Hey, Noob Fever. Good to see you, man. I hope you're feeling better. Noob Fever's everywhere. I appreciate you doing that, man. That's helping out the channel. That's helping out all the channels grow. Thank you, Noob Fever. Okay, so that one's installed. Facing line. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we're on the WoW thing, yes. Alright. Alright, now let me see, before we get started here, what are we doing? Alright, so... Alright, here's the... Okay, so I'm basically right here. Started out that way as well, but I was starting out more than 30 years ago. I have a few decades of practice, as you can see. Interface settings. All right, let's get started. Once you get signed into WoW and you have control of your character, the first thing you want to do is press escape and click on interface option. Oh, a 2-mile walk. And you're back to moving properly. Oh, that's really good, man. I'm happy to hear that. A 2-mile walk's pretty good. I'm glad that you're getting back out there and moving around a lot better. I've been real sick once or twice too. And had some major surgery too. It's always good when you can walk more than, like 100 yards. So I'm glad you get your movement back. In fact, let me set a reminder because I need to make sure I exercise today. Let's do it a lot later. Let's do it at midnight. And we're gonna put exercise. There we go. No, that should be 12 a.m. There we go. So in 7 hours and 35 minutes, we're going to exercise. Yeah, man, I'm glad that you're getting close back to normal. I was, and I appreciate the update too. I was thinking, you crossed my mind a couple of times. I'm just hoping you were doing all right. So I'm glad that you're back on the mend. Okay, I think what we're gonna do... Now, where are we? So it's basically interface settings. So I don't have to play that because the script is right here. So it's right here, interface settings. Here we are. Alright, let's get started. Once you get signed in a while, you have control of your character. The first thing you want to do is press escape and click on interface options. We're going to enable some things before we get to binding all the keys. In interface options, under the controls section, be sure to check the auto self... Okay, interface options. Press escape. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? Do I want to play this and move the mouse around? It'd probably be easier to do that. Okay. All right. So if I move this over here, Let's load this up. Let me sign in. Oh, damn. It's medium. That's funny. That's the first time I've seen it medium. It's typically always high. Okay, facing line. That's good. We're going to do the Warlock. Interworld. Okay, now what I'm going to do is... let's get rid of the ambience. Let's get rid of the music. Let's just get rid of all sounds. That's fine. Oh, I have to do that. Okay. All right, let's get. All right, so all the music is, all the sound effects are gone. Okay. All right, now I need to get rid of this for right now. I don't want this showing up confusing people just yet. So, oops, let me sign back in. Let me log out and sign back in. Okay. Should I? No, we can leave the music on because I'm gonna add my own music later. What I do need to do though is let me get rid of that. And let's get rid of that for now. Okay. So, and then I can still hear myself. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, this is good. So let me hit start recording. Okay. Let me go over here and we're going to hit enter world. Okay. And then let me load this up, and I'm just going to start playing it. Okay, so we're already recording. All right, here goes. But I was starting out more than 30 years ago. I have a few decades of practice, as you can see. Interface settings. All right, let's get started. Once you get signed into WoW and you have control of your character, the first thing you want to do is press escape and click on interface options. We're going to enable some things first before we get to binding all of the keys. In interface options, under the controls section, be sure to check the auto self-cast option. This will save you from needing to manually target yourself first before casting a spell or ability on your character. Believe me when I say this will help increase your response time. While still in interface options, under the display section, be sure to check instant quest text and buff durations if you haven't already. This isn't specifically related to hotkeys, but it will speed up gameplay and provide critical information about buffs on yourself and others. Next, click on the advanced option tabs in the top left-hand corner. In the spirit of helping you configure the interface to present helpful information, go ahead and check the box on the right-hand side for Enable Floating Combat Text. In a later video for this series, we will cover some add-ons that will provide you even more on-screen information, but turning this on for beginners is a great start. Finally, under the action bars section at the top, check everything. Lock action bars, always show action bars, show right action bar 2 below it, and put a check next to show bottom left action bar and show bottom right action bar. Once you've enabled all of that, click the OK button in the bottom right. You will now notice a lot more hotkey spaces available on the screen. You won't need them right away at lower levels, but we are preparing the canvas for you to paint your hotkey masterpiece. Key bindings. The main menu should still be up on your screen. If it is not, all you have to do is press escape again. Now it's time to click on the key bindings button in the middle of the screen. Let's go over some of the basics first. In the top right hand corner of the window, you will see the option of character specific key bindings. If you check this off, you will need to manually go through the key bindings configuration for each different character you create. To save yourself time in the long run, I recommend leaving it unchecked. When you leave this option off and create a new character, you will simply need to drag spells and abilities into the place on the hotbar that has already been configured to use a specific key. Next, we configure the movement keys. We will configure WOTS so that the A and D keys are strafe left and strafe right, not turn left and turn right. For turn left, click on the field containing A and click Unbind Key. For turn right, click on the field containing D and click Unbind Key. For strafe left, click on the field containing Q and press the A key. For strafe right, click on the field containing E and press the D key. WoW basics, strafe running, and the 180-degree cast line. Now before we go any further, let's take a minute to review how movement in WoW works with this key configuration, how to ensure you are maximizing your mobility, and that you understand when the game considers you are facing your target. Okay. Hold on. Be sure to click OK when you're finished. Okay, so I needed to get that too. All right, so let's log out for now. Whoa. Okay, I'm on a roll. I don't want to get up. That's the timer for me to go eat something. I don't want to do it. I'm busy. I'm on a roll. Desktop. Okay, so this one is going to be voiceover. Click OK. And this is going to be, what did we call this? Interface settings. Okay. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Going into hotkeys. That goes in the voiceover. This goes in the foreground video section. We come here. We go back to the media pool. We need to import media. Let's start with that voiceover, because I realized I didn't tell people to click OK, so I want to do that. There we go. All right, let me find where it belongs. We will configure WOTS so that the A and D and click Unbind Key. For strafe left, click on the field containing Q and press the A key. For strafe right, click on the field containing E and press the D key. Oh wait, we can... Let's swap back over to there. There we go. Okay. E and press the D key. WoW basics, strafe... Okay, so hold on. So this is where it needs to go. There it is. Let's pull this out of the way. Let's give ourselves some room. There's the voiceover. Pull that bad boy in there. Right here. We're going to unlink that video. Perfect. Bring this back over here. Zoom it in. Bring that over there. let's listen to it.
Maintaining E and press the D key.
Be sure to click OK when you're finished. Okay, we'll normalize all the audio so it'll sound the same when I'm done with it. All right. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Be sure to click OK when you're finished.
WoW basics.
Okay, great. No, I don't think they're having any issues. If any, things have been going really well on the Turtle WoW servers. They know what they're doing. They just released a major patch and made a bunch of changes, which is one of the reasons why, if you go to, where is it, database, those sons of bitches, they're like, there is no database right now because we're simulating that 2004 feel. So I can't look anything up in their database right now. There are one or two weird bugs, and I've actually submitted one. I wonder. Hold on. I wonder. Oh, I must have closed it. Let me see. Let me check the history. There it is. Okay, it's an open ticket. Yeah, all of the mobs in Slag Pit of Searing Gorge will evade unless you run right up on top of them so they can melee swing at you. This is for the slaves, the Dark Iron Dwarves, and even the Incendisaurs. I also sometimes see mobs from the Slag Pit glitch to the surface of Searing Gorge. This only seems to be for the mobs in the Slag Pit. All the ones on the surface are fine. How to reproduce. Go to the Slag Pit and try to attack any of the mobs at range. They will begin to evade and stand there until you run up next to them in melee range, at which point you can begin to do damage. How is it supposed to work? Mobs are supposed to path to you when you aggro them and start swinging. These just stand there. My priest, Father Nexius, light be with you, friend. And then here's a little screenshot of them doing the thing. So, but other than that, everything else, this started working when they released the patch, and it's still, they must be working on something. And then I will get up and get some food. You said, but the chat restriction is a choice on one of those platforms? What do you mean chat restriction? Hey, Flame Mage. I'm not sure what you mean by, oh yeah. So I had to turn the chat restriction on because the bots are really bad over on Kick. Really bad. And then like the only people that would come in were trying to like scam me or trying to sell me something. It was really bad. Like on Twitch, I get like one or two bots, you know, a live stream, but like over on the Kick side, it was a lot of stuff. In fact, like I was looking, let's see, I think I got it in all things streaming. Let me pull it up really quick. Yeah, here it is. So it's really weird. Because like people will come into the chat and be like, "Hey, this one person came and was like, hey, do you want to get better at video editing?" And I'm like, "Okay, like I'm down. You know, what is it that you think I can improve on?" And like, "Well, accept my friend request and we'll talk." And I'm like, "Well, how about you just join the Discord server like everybody else, right?" And they're like, "Oh no, I don't want to do that. Just accept my friend request and I can help you with video editing." I'm like, "Okay, but how? Like, what are you going to do?" And they can't give any specifics. So I put this prompt into ChatGTP, yeah, people will come into my chat, compliment my channel, then purport to want to help me with my channel or video editing, which is what my channel is about, but they are scant on details or specifics of exactly what or how they will help me. I have a link to my Discord server for anyone to join, and a lot of folk have done so, and my Discord community is really growing, but these users claim that the link either doesn't work or they insist that I add them on their friends list even after I explain that they can simply join the Discord server like everyone else. And when I say insist, they repeatedly try to get me to add them on friends list even after I explain that the best way to communicate with me is the Discord server and my friends list is reserved for my actual friends. Then they eventually give up when I realize I'm not violating my boundaries. And this is another clue. I've started noticing that bots are asking for me to add an account to my friends list. I've seen 3 different stream chat usernames all requesting that I add the same Discord username. So that's how I know that they're bots. What is going on here? So long story short is the security on Discord isn't very good. And basically what they're trying to do is trick me into adding them onto a friends list and then sending me like a file to download, and then I run it, and then they can take over my Discord account or something, even bypassing 2FA and stuff like that. Yeah, the specific scam variants you're encountering: fake editor helper scams. They pretend to offer video editing help but avoid specifics. Eventually, they'll send you a file, a project file, a plugin, or a preset that is actually malware. Nice try. Sponsor/partnership scam, same tactic, lots of flattery, no specifics. They try to get you to download a PDF or a media kit. That's a virus. Friend request bot farm, multiple accounts funneling you to add one Discord account handle. That central account is likely the collector that pushes scams once friended. Persistence and manipulation. The repeated but add me, it's the only way we can talk, is pressure tactic. They want you to compromise your boundaries so they can move you into a controlled channel, which is the direct messages. There's actually a lot more controls on an actual Discord server for like protection stuff. Why they give up if you resist. You've noticed they eventually give up when you stand firm. That's because these scams are high volume, low effort. If anyone resists, it's a bad target. They move on to easier prey who does accept a friend request or downloaded files. So yeah, don't accept friend requests from strangers. And I posted it here in the All Things Streaming. Like, I got some safety practices, don't download shit. Here's the red flags, streamer boundaries, So, be safe out there, friends. Definitely be safe out there. So yeah, but that's why the chat subscriber, is it subscriber or follower? Is there a difference? I guess there is a difference. Can I change it to just follower? Hold on, let me see. Mod actions, mod shortcuts, muted users, chat appearance, font size, timestamps, identity. Can you not talk in there, Noob Fever? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. All right, so let me do that, and then back, and then boom. Okay, I'm sorry, Noob Fever. I didn't realize that I'm a fucking noob. So subscribers and followers are two different things. So I have followers only chat on now, and I disabled subscribers only chat. So if you wouldn't mind, give me a little test in there. You might have to like reload the chat. No, it's cool. Like at least the scammers have to give me a follow. I mean, that'll help grow the channel too, right? So we got, this just makes it, this just makes me a harder target. So we've got followers only chat enabled and not subscribers only chat. So you should be able to, you should be able to say something in there. At least I hope, if I got the settings right. Wait 40,320 minutes after following a talk. Oh my God. Oh. No, you're helping me. Okay. So that means that, that's to stop. Okay. So, cause I put in 4 weeks. So that's probably, well, hold on. Let's see. Let's find out. Where's Bob? For streaming on Kick, if I set followers only chat, I get to choose how long. I get to choose a duration. What is that duration? Restricts user. The duration setting determines how long after following someone must wait before being able to chat. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's make it an hour. Cuz I thought it was like just only followers can chat and then we're just going to be on that setting for 4 weeks, but that's not what it is. It's you have to follow and then you have to wait, and then after you wait, then you can chat. So, since you followed me a while ago, you followed days and days ago. So, all right, so I've updated again. Now you should be able to say something. And thanks for helping me test this again. So it should be, there we go. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Okay, I'm glad we got that figured out. Okay, so that way they have to follow. They have to wait. How long? They have to wait an hour. All right. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for being the lab rat. But no, you're helping me out. So this way, at least this way, because that setting's there, I like all of the people that come in trying to sell me something, and scam me will go away because I've set it to an hour. So there's a deterrent now, and it's properly configured. I figured the subscribers only thing was a good enough deterrent. But that might be like a little bit too much, actually. Hey, Kyle. Okay, so the restrictions that we have on there now seem to be a lot better. Okay, we good. All right, let me get this part done, and then I'll hop up and grab some food. It's already heated up and stuff. I just need to grab a plate. All right, so we added the audio. Be sure to click OK when you're finished. Okay, great. All right, now we're going to import the take that we just did. Foreground video, interface settings. Here we go. Pull it in. There we go. There we go. Right, chomp. Okay, now. Now what I could do, here's a good idea. All right, watch this. All right, let's move this up here. I'm gonna move this down here. Now, let me find out where it starts. Okay. Let me go over here and we're gonna hit enter world. Okay. And then let me load this up and I'm just gonna start playing it. Okay, so we're already recording. All right, here goes. But I was starting out more than 30 years ago. Okay. All right, so we start at the butt. We start at the butt. There we go. So now it should be, okay. So now what I got to do here is find the butt. You guys know where the butt is? All right.
Really target yourself first before
Wait.
As you can see here, I type about 70 words per minute with some pretty high accuracy. But don't be discouraged when you're starting out if your numbers are low. I started out that way as well, but
there's the butt. We found the butt. There we go. All right, so that means that... All right, so hold on a second here. All right, let me move this up one more. There we go.
Whoa! That's the wrong one. But I was starting out more than 30 years ago.
Ha! We did it. Okay, so this way we've like synced it. In fact, I think we can sync it even more.
But I was starting out more than 30 years ago.
We synced it. Okay. All right, we're solid. So now, here, let me mute this. I'm just going to mute that. All right, now. What we can do is... How am I going to do this? It's already synced, so as long as I don't move it. Here we go. Okay, so what I need to do here... Alright, it's synced, so we're fine. I won't move it. I can go right click here. We can unlink the clip. Let me make sure it's unlinked. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now that's gone. Okay. Now. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, this should work.
Interface settings. All right, let's get started. Once you get signed into WoW and you have control of your character, the first thing you want to do is press escape and click on interface options. We're going to enable some things first before we get to binding all of the keys. In interface options, under the controls section, be sure to check the auto self-cast option. This will save you from needing to manually target yourself first before casting a spell or ability on your character. Believe me when I say this will help increase your response time. While still in interface options, under the display section, be sure to check instant quest text and buff durations if you haven't already. This isn't specifically related to hotkeys, but it will speed up gameplay and provide critical information about buffs on yourself and others. Next, click on the Advanced Option tabs in the top left-hand corner. In the spirit of helping you configure the interface to present helpful information, go ahead and check the box on the right-hand side for Enable Floating Combat Text. In a later video for this series, we will cover some add-ons that will provide you even more on-screen information, but turning this on for beginners is a great start. Finally, under the Action Bars section at the top, check everything. Lock action bars, always show action bars, show right action bar 2 below it, and put a check next to show bottom left action bar and show bottom right action bar. Once you've enabled all of that, click the OK button in the bottom right. You will now notice a lot more hotkey spaces available on the screen. You won't need them right away at lower levels, but we are preparing the canvas for you to paint your hotkey masterpiece. Key bindings. The main menu should still be up on your screen. If it is not, all you have to do is press escape again. Now it's time to click on the key bindings button in the middle of the screen. Let's go over some of the basics first. In the top right hand corner of the window, you will see the option of character specific key bindings. If you check this off, you will need to manually go through the key bindings configuration.
Now, I feel like we'd benefit. Hold on. Let me finish listening to it, make sure this all matches up. And then I think we're gonna zoom in on a couple of things.
Duration for each different character you create.
At least at this part right here, because I should be able to like frame this a lot better. I can see why I would need it full screen for over here.
To save yourself time in the long run, I recommend leaving it unchecked. When you leave this option off and create a new character, you will simply need to drag spells and abilities into the place on the hotbar that has already been configured to use a specific key. Next, we configure the movement keys. We will configure Watts so that the A and D keys are strafe left and strafe right, not turn left and turn right. For turn left, click on the field containing A and click Unbind Key. For turn right, click on the field containing D and click Unbind Key. For strafe left, click on the field containing Q and press the A key. For strafe right, click on the field containing E and press the D key. Be sure to click OK when you're finished. WoW Basics, strafe running, and the 180-degree cast line. Now before we...
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's go back here. So everything's matched up. I think we can zoom that in too. So...
Interface settings. All right, let's get started. Once you get signed into WoW and you have control of your character, the first thing you want to do is press escape and click on interface options. We're going to enable some things first before we get to binding.
Okay, so now I'm going to zoom it in. So we're going to start here and then zoom it in. Right there. Okay. Oh! That's the wrong one. Oh, I had the wrong one selected. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Click here. I gotta click this little thing. I don't know what it's called. I have to look it up.
All of the keys. In interface options, under the controls section, be sure to check the auto self cast.
No, hold on. Alright. Alright, right there. There, that's better. Okay, so now...
all of the keys. In interface options, under the controls section, be sure to check the auto self-cast option. This will save you from needing to manually target yourself first before casting a spell or ability on.
Okay, so we get through this. Alright, now.
A lot more hotkey spaces available on the screen. You won't need them right away at lower levels.
Oh shit, we gotta zoom back out.
Show bottom left action bar and show bottom right action bar. Once you've enabled all of that, click the OK button.
Okay, let's split it there. And then I'm going to zoom out really quick.
In the bottom right. You will now notice.
That's it. All right, so let's go back here. Let's start there. Start here. We're going here and here. Okay. And then
in the bottom right. You will now notice a lot.
Now notice, so now we're just going to reset both. All right, so now it should just go whoop.
In the bottom right.
Wait. Fuck.
In the bottom right. You will now notice a...
Okay, here. Do that, do that. Okay.
In the bottom right. You will now notice...
Okay, now... No, hold on. Yes. All right, so that's the same right there.
In the bottom right, you will now notice a
Okay, here we are. So from here, that's where you are.
in the bottom right, you will now notice
okay.
K button in the bottom right. You will now notice a lot more hotkey spaces available on the screen. You won't need them right away at lower levels, but we are preparing the canvas for you to paint your hotkey masterpiece. Key bindings. The main menu should still be up on your screen. If it is not, all you have to do is press escape again. Now it's time to click on the key bindings button in the middle of the screen.
This is going to be background video. This will be foreground 1. There we go. Okay, so
Screen. Let's go over some of the basics first.
okay, so we want to go here. I want to start that. Okay.
Screen. Let's go over some of the basics first.
Okay, now we're going to zoom back in quite a bit. There we go.
Top right
So if we go here,
screen. Let's go over some of the basics first. In the top right hand corner of the window, you will see the option of character.
oh, see now. I don't want to cut that off, so so I can frame it correctly. I guess I gotta wait for that to come up there. All right, so here we go. We're right there. Wait till I mouse over that. Okay. So I could get it a little bit more. All right, so there, that's the line. So we gotta have that visible. That little line on that stone or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay. So, yep. Okay. Now this way, when I mouse over it, it'll look like it's already framed. So we're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. And then it's that one right there. So right there. Let's zoom it out just a tad, just a smidge. There we go. That way we can see the whole thing framed. No, not that way. There. So now, when I mouse over it,
You will see the option of character-specific key bindings. If you check this off, you will need to manually go through the key bindings configuration for each different character you create. To save yourself time in the long run, I recommend leaving it unchecked. When you leave this option off and create a new character, you will simply need to drag spells and abilities into the place on the hotbar that has already been configured to use a specific key. Next, we configure the movement keys. We will configure WADs so that the A and D keys are strafe left and strafe right, not turn left and turn right. For turn left, click on the field containing A and click Unbind Key. For turn right, click on the field containing D and click Unbind Key. For strafe left, click on the field containing Q and press the A key. For strafe right, click on the field containing E and press the D key. Be sure to click OK when you're finished.
okay. So when I get done changing it to D, okay.
Press the D key.
Okay, so let's go right there. Let's split this. Okay, and then I need myself mousing down and clicking OK. Okay, so that should be fine.
The D key. Be sure to click OK when you're finished. WoW Basics. Straight.
Oh, okay, so I lingered. I lingered. So the moment it gets there.
You're finished. WoW Basics. Straight. Running and the 180-degree cast line. Now, before we go any further, let's take a minute to review how movement in WoW works with this key configuration.
Okay, let's leave that. All right, let me jump up real quick and get my foods. Yeah. Let me take a quick bio break. I'll be back in 5 minutes, y'all. Cause I gotta grab some food. I'll take a bio break. That way I can settle in. Here, let's move it right here so people know that it's like an overlay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna get my food. I'll take a quick bio break. This way I can settle in and get a lot of editing done. I'm already in the groove, but I gotta eat. That's why I set that reminder. So let me go get up, do that. Everybody get up and stretch. Smoke them if you got them. I'll be back in 5. that's something else I'm gonna do before before I go to bed tonight. I'm gonna order some groceries because a lot of people will donated, and I can order some food. I can eat something besides rice and beans. It's gonna be good. Let me finish. I'm mixing some green tea. Oh, there we go. I need a little bit of a wake up, so I'm making some green tea. I'm stirring the powder around really quick. And then I'm just gonna chug this. And then I'll eat in about 20 minutes. Alright, here we go. Let me set a reminder. There. 23 minutes. When that goes off, we eat the foods. Alright. Now. It's time. Let me move this over here. Let me go to my script. Okay. Okay, so we're done with this part. We got all that. Okay, now here we are. WoW Basics, strafe running the 180-degree cast line. Okay, let's start with an extremely simplified view of the 180-degree line. Alright, so... hold on. Let me put some stuff here. Okay, so there's that. So what I want to do is I'm going to blade here. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Okay. Okay. For strafe right. That's generators. Titles. Where's that cloud thing I've been using right there? Okay. See Noob Fever? There we go. The stream's been going for an hour, and that's the first bot that just showed up. So all I gotta do is just hit the ban. Well, bam. Ban hammer. The ban hammer has struck again. Well, I guess maybe I could put, I mean, Twitch isn't that bad. Maybe I set those like that. That restriction was over on Kick, but maybe I do want to set that up on Twitch. I'll have to see. I'll have to think about it. Slide. Now, before we go any further, let's take a minute to review how movement in WoW works with this key configuration, how to ensure you are maximizing your mobility, and that you understand. Now, what is this called? WoW Basics, strafe running, 180-degree cast line. So let's back it up. Okay, when you're finished. WoW Basics, strafe running, and the 180-degree cast line. Okay. You're finished. WoW Basics. Actually, you know what? Be sure to click OK when you're finished. WoW Basics. Strafe running and the 180-degree cast line.